Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about something that's been on my mind for a while. You see, there's this lazy YouTuber who's been making a lot of content lately, and I can't stand. He's lazy, he doesn't put in the effort, and he's just phoning it in. I'm talking about Ludwig. I mean, just look at this. He's not even trying. He's just sitting there, not doing anything, expecting people to watch. It's not fair to the rest of us who put time and effort in to make good content. But here's the thing, I know that Ludwig is capable of making good content. He's got the talent, the drive. He just needs a little push in the right direction. That's why I decided to make this video. My main problem with him isn't that he makes lazy content. It's one of the big problems, but it's not a major problem. The problem is that he associates with bigger creators, and this exposes more of Mr. Beast's fan base to someone who's lazy, doesn't deserve a shout out at all. He doesn't deserve any exposure. He doesn't even make his own content. All he does is react, pay some underpaid intern to edit his videos, and then he doesn't even do anything. He just sits in a chair and watches videos like any of the rest of us can do. But somehow he still makes money from it, and he still has bad hot takes about how you should donate $50 and succeed on YouTube, which doesn't even make any sense.
Oh yes, no, I don't care that he donates money to people. Which people, despite being the most evil people on this planet Earth, still donate lots of money. Anyone can donate money. They could donate money. You can see as good or evil, but like it or not, he still has a reason to donate that money. He gets a large reaction from people when he donates money. He gets views on his video when he donates money. So it's not for a selfish reason. If you do a good act, it's not for a selfless reason, and it's for a selfish reason, for your own personal gain, it's no longer a good act. It is in your own interest to do that good act so that people think better of you. It was never a good act in the first place. It was just for his own means. Which is why I hate him for collabing with Mr. Beast, mostly because he's disingenuous. He pretends to donate all his money. He pretends like he cares about poor people. He pretends he is a worthy person. He's not. He's a scumbag, complete scumbag. Absolutely. What kind of mindset does it take to steal people's content and then say you're paying them for exposure? How much exposure can you pay for your college? How much exposure can you buy food with? How much exposure can you feed the poor with? None. You can't feed anyone with exposure. You can't do anything with exposure. Exposure means nothing. Exposure means zilch. What exposure is just an excuse so people like him can exploit you. So people can keep on not paying people that they could easily pay. How hard would it be just for him to collab with the creators that he's reacting to? Not hard at all, and it would actually bring more attention towards them versus just making a video about them and then stealing their content without their permission and then leeching off their success. Similarities I see between Ludwig and Jimmy Fallon. Jimmy Fallon, he has to have famous people next to him to leech off their success. But in this case, it's not a win-win. So I'll go back to my main points. My main point is that I'm mad that he's with someone who actually uses his platform to, help the poor. He uses all the money he makes to actually help people. Yes, he gets views, but that's funneled into so he can help more people. Unlike Ludwig, which
admitted that reacting to stuff is talentless and is horrible, but he doesn't really care. He just pretends like it's a bad thing. He's only saving face. He's not really interested in, how do you say it, helping people. He only helps people because he makes money from it for his own self-gain. DC making like Mr. Beast type videos where he buys out an entire grocery store, donates it to poor people. I haven't. Have you? But the main issue is that he pretends to be that kind of person. He hangs with people who actually do that. He never does this. And that's my main problem with him. And you may rebuttal by saying that he has a charity, but many people, exploitive people, have used charities, have opened charities, and basically use them as a tax write-off. And that's the main reason I think he has a charity, is just to write off taxes. And you might say some if, and I'd like to see that evidence actually. But I think Ludwig, he doesn't feel genuine at all. I don't think he's pure evil, but I think he doesn't have his, you can't tell what his interests are, like what he actually wants to do. He doesn't admit to anything. He just he says a lot of conflicting statements. Like he says he pretends to help people, but he doesn't actually help people because he's stealing other people's content and stealing money that they could make. And it's just not right. No matter what you do with the money you made by stealing people's content, it can never be right. And that's like, I don't know, it's just horrible. It's like the main problem with modern media, modern YouTube media. It's not like, how do you say, it's not controlled. Like, it's not enforced by the government to basically punish anyone. You can't sue him because he stole your content. He could, but he'd do it back because he seems like such a selfish person. If you tried to DMCA him, he'd probably look for every video that had his stupid mug in it and DMCA them, just like what Hassan said he'd do to other people if he ever got DMCA strike. I'll end off on a good note. I was looking over his channel again while doing research. I see that he has some gaming videos, and you know what? He does have some success on them. I just wish he would do them more often, and I wish he would apologize for all the stolen content. I don't much care that he stole from basically big companies or anything, because those big companies, they can afford to actually defend themselves against people like that if they don't want him making videos about their content. But small creators, they can't really do anything against him. They can't say, hey, I want you to take this video down. He wouldn't listen at all. He wouldn't care. If it gets so and so views, he's not going to delete it just because the creator asks him to. The problem with YouTube is that the react channels are becoming bigger than the channels that are being stolen from. So everyone just doesn't. So the bigger channel, that's the react channel, doesn't really care that the small channel wants you to delete their video. As long as he's not getting DMC takedowns, he could care less. And it figures that I was looking through his videos, and all I see is I see dream related content, and of course a guy like him would associate with such a person, such a dream, who's not only a cheater in video games, but I don't want to talk about the other accusation because it might be demonetized, but even if he doesn't directly collab with him, why would he use his name to clickbait a video? I wouldn't even want to mention him. It shows that he just leeches off of other people's success. He doesn't make his own success, he has to leech off people.